Hello, and welcome to the first official live stream of D&D with living characters who haven't died yet. We are playing the Curse of Strahd campaign, and just a couple of quick announcements, or I guess informational tidbits before we start. The stream will not be for kids. There will be cursing and violence and debauchery if John has anything to say about it. Also, if you are a D&D purist, this might get under your skin because we, number one, don't know all the rules. We don't pretend to know all the rules, but I also intentionally ignore some of the rules. So deal with it, I guess. And finally, if you have played this campaign before, I am changing some stuff, so don't be all in the chat, well, that's not how this is supposed to happen because this happens at this point and then blah, blah, blah. So not that I expect any of you guys to do that, but, just fair warning. Sorry we were a bit late. Jason
My fault.
Finishing his character.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it's John. That makes us late, but if we are ready to go, we can jump right in, I think.
Well, we should probably say we won't be paying too much attention to the chat most of the time.
Right.
Yeah,
right. Sorry.
So,
but we will talk to you through text.
Yeah, if we have the opportunity. This isn't like our Wednesday show where we're intentionally being jerks by ignoring people, but if we just are going to be embroiled in the yarn I'm weaving, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. I used quite a bit of the text from the book, but I did rewrite quite a bit of it as well. So it starts like this. Call it fate if you must, or perhaps it's simply chance. But on this night, the five of you have all found yourself here tonight. To seasoned adventurers such as yourselves, you see nothing but another dull tavern in another dull town in some nameless province. A fog lies over the town this evening. It chills your bones and shivers your souls. And as you walk down the damp, cobbled pavement, you can't help but notice the light of the street lanterns dancing across the slick stones. It's mesmerizing, almost as if they are drawing you towards the tavern. And as you enter, you find a roaring fire in the hearth, warming you instantly from the fog. A buxom and not entirely unattractive barmaid welcomes you. Hello, you're welcome to have a seat, if you can find one.
I instantly lost my boner.
Hello, mate. I have a drink or two.
Hello. What y'all want to drink, eh? You look around and suddenly notice that the tavern is alive with tumbling voices of the local country folk. They're all laughing, telling tales. You even notice a rather drunk-looking dwarf standing on a table doing a sort of jig. The food looks hearty and the ale frothy. Every seat in the house is taken, save for one table in the back with 5 chairs. So you may enter one by one and introduce your characters, starting with Big Will.
Am I introducing myself to the
chat and the other players? Just tell your name and what race and class you are.
Okay.
Basically. Anything you want to divulge.
Well, I'm going to try to, when I talk in character, do a different voice so you can tell if I can.
Right.
But
Nice.
the name is pronounced Mictlantecuhtli. I get it from the Aztec god of the dead. But in parentheses, as you can see, you can call me Mick. I am a ranger, half-elf ranger. I was a former scout in the army. Got to sergeant major and was forced on leave for at least 5 years due to the fact that I live longer than humans. And I just sailed from a different continent, found my way here somehow, and there is strangely 5 chairs at a table. and that's it. So I assume I just wander in and sit down at the table and wait to see what happens next.
Very good. John.
Yeah, while he's still doing his introduction, I'll just bump right past him as I come in. I'm a tiefling, and for those that haven't never seen this kind of a character, I've got slightly redder, pinkish more skin than this woman here, but I do have quite the brow going with the horns. Long black hair, black eyeballs all the way around. A somewhat haggard appearance, scruffy mostly all the way around. And I head straight for the bar and ask if they have any wine.
The barkeep says, "Well, yes, of course. What kind of tavern would it be without running wine?"
3 bottles.
3 bottles? Oh, very good, sir. That'll be 12 gold. I'm just kidding. It's 3 silver.
He's paying.
Feel free to have a seat anywhere. Well, I suppose there's only one place to have a seat, so feel free to have a seat there. Or I suppose you could be weird and stand and drink 3 bottles of wine on your own.
I immediately turned to the barkeep. What the crap is that thing?
Oh, yeah, I do have a tail. Yeah, a long tail.
Did you say your class, by the way?
No, I didn't. I guess I don't know how you can tell that by looking, but yeah, I'm a warlock.
Well, it's more for the chat and the other players.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm a warlock.
Not necessarily for Mick to know, but for Big Will to know. So do you go and join him?
Yeah, I grab the bottles and roll over to the table, but try to sit like as far to the edge as possible.
Okay. Next up will be Damirs.
All right. I'm a half-orc barbarian. Rather strong. Not too much of a people person, but then by my intelligence, I don't much know that either.
Didn't roll strongly on the old intelligence. Eh?
Well, charisma was really low, and intelligence is pretty low.
So you're just a big old beefy dumb boy.
Yeah. Like long walks on the beach. Oh wait, no, sorry. Just your classic half-orc barbarian. Black hair, somewhat long, battle scars, gray skin, brown eyes.
Dreamy.
Yeah.
And buxom as heck.
Yeah.
Do you join the table or do you?
Yeah, I'll just sort of, saunder over to the table and just sort of flop down.
All right. Very good. JP?
I am Jimbei, a 6'8", 300-pound dragonborn with bright blue scales, and I am a cleric. Although you cannot see what god I serve, I do not visibly show his symbol on my shield or anywhere else that you can see. And I have a big scar across the top of just over my left eye. And I look around, see that the only chairs in the corner with a motley looking crew already sitting there. And I wander over and, "Gentlemen, you mind if I sit down?"
Maybe.
I'll take that as a yes. I let myself down.
I like you already.
And you've lost Jason, so let's you guys can keep vamping until then.
Seriously though, what the heck are you?
You're looking the wrong way.
I just shuffle into the corner a little further, pull my bottles close to me,
You've never seen
and I turn to the side and say shh to nothing.
what? None of these routes.
Sorry.
They're not going to cause you any problem.
Sorry.
All right.
Off panel, out of mind. My wife told me to take the pugs to bed, so I had to. So I'm sorry. That's
So it didn't delay us too long.
Okay, yeah.
But it is your turn to enter the pub and introduce
Yes.
yourself to the.
So I am a Dragonborn, a black Dragonborn. My name is Prexajanlin Gesh, but according to Dragonborn, some background story there, they usually use their tribal as a first name. And so if you see, as you see, my name is Gesh because I am a dishonored Dragonborn. So it is that I don't go by my tribal name as my first name. And if you're wondering, Prexajanlin, you guys, I'm sure I've heard that name before from our last game. There's a whole background story there. So I'm not going to go into that, but I do have some ideas in the mind for future.
Maybe it will be revealed at a later time.
Exactly.
So do you also take the 5th seat at this table?
Yeah, I'm looking for a seat. I asked the barkeep for a beer, and he tries to charge me, I'm sure. And I say, "What are you talking about, man? I have a tab. Put on my tab." And he's like, "You're a black dragonborn. You're probably really scary, and I'm just going to give you this beer for free. I'll see you later."
Okay. Is that what the non-player character that I play says to
you? That's how it plays in my head before I act.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk out expecting him to say that, and he says, "Well, I know you don't have a tab here, but please, it's on the house tonight."
Yeah, and I go.
All right.
Yeah,
So
and then
you're
I joined the guys at the table. Yeah. I'm like, well, this is only a seat. Mind if I sit down? Cool. And I sit down.
Sit down. Hello, Dragonborn. How goes it, son?
Hey, what's up, Dragonborn? Yeah.
Jimbe. What is your name, son?
What's up, Jimby? I'm Gesh.
What about you? I'm talking to the orc. What is your name?
Crow.
Nice to meet you, Crow.
Crow, you look like you're part orc.
Mhm.
I don't like orcs. It's my family. Are you more orc or human?
50-50.
Usually out half works.
I half like you.
I've never seen one before. The character has, so.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So suddenly, the tavern doors swing open, and the hush falls over the room. Framed by the lamplit fog, a form strides through the doorway. His heavy booted footfalls and the jingle of his coins shatter the silence as he strides across the room. Brightly colored clothes are draped in loose folds around him, and his hat hangs askew, hiding his eyes in shadows. Without hesitation, he walks through the crowd to your table and stands proudly with a wide stance above you. Here, you get your first good look at him. His dark hair and olive skin make him appear younger than he likely is. He has a curled mustache and a surprisingly friendly smile. "Ah, I see you have all made it safely. This is good. My name is Aragal," he states, bowing his head slightly, but never taking his eyes off of you. "I have been sent to you to deliver this message. If you be creatures of honor, you will come to my master's aid at first light. I would ask you to come sooner, but it is not advisable to travel in the Svalich woods at night." And with a swift motion, he pulls from his tunic a sealed letter addressed to the 5 of you in a beautiful flowing script. He places the envelope on the table, his hand lingering on it for a moment before he returns to his proud stance. "Take the west road from here, some 5 hours' march down through the Svalich woods. There you will find my master in Barovia."
Why should we trust you?
He says, "I understand your hesitation to trust a stranger, but there are many riches in my land that are yours if you help my master. He is a very important man."
I came here.
Sorry, go ahead.
I came here for some sort of adventure. I'm an old soldier. I gotta do something. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Hold on, let me check. I turn to nobody. What do you do? Yeah. Okay. Sure, why not?
Oh, yes. The land of Barovia. Very beautiful land. Very rich land. Please read letter at your convenience. It will describe and explain everything.
I break fourth wall with the audience. I say, is he looking for moose and squirrel? And I go, yeah, I'll join.
I don't believe you, but I'll take your letter.
All right. Do you open it with him there, or do you wait for him to walk away?
Definitely wait for him to walk away.
All right. In that case, amid the silent stares of the patronage, the stranger strides across the room to the bar and says to the barkeep, "Fill the glasses, one and all. Their throats are obviously parched." He drops a purse heavy with gold on the bar. He turns, tips his hat to you, and with that, he leaves. The moment the door closes behind him, the babble of tavern voices return in unison, along with the appreciative cheers for the free drink and the clomping steps of the dancing dwarf. Your eyes are drawn to the letter before you on the table, the crimson seal in the shape of a crest you don't recognize. And I can show you what that seal looks like.
Oh, really?
It looks like this.
Please tell me it looks like Steel Kiss from a Rose. Okay. Cool. I like it. Is that a TJ Slabdragon Watson envelope seal?
It is not. But it is akin to it.
Nice.
All right. So is anyone going to open the letter, or are you just going to leave it? It is up to you.
Oh, we definitely open it.
With the letter, I open the letter, I guess.
Okay. And here is the letter. And I know it's probably impossible to read, so I'll try to read it. It says, "Hail to thee of might and valor. I, a lowly servant of Barovia, it's very hard to read. Send honor to thee. We plead for thy so desperately needed assistance. The love of my life, Irina Kolyana, has been afflicted by an evil so deadly that even the good people of our village cannot protect her. She languishes from her wound, and I would have her saved from this menace. There is much wealth in this community. I offer all that might be had to thee, thy fellows, if thou shalt but answer my desperate plea. Come quickly, for her time is at hand. All that I have shall be thine." And it's signed Kolyan Indrovich, Burgomaster. And a burgomaster is a type of like a mayor or a leader of a village.
That wasn't the name of the guy that just spoke to us, though, right?
No, the guy who just spoke to you was named Aragal.
Yeah. So
He was a messenger.
I read that aloud, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So let me get this straight. He's saying we should leave we need to come as soon as possible, but the other guy just told us a little bit ago we shouldn't travel at night, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he said the Svalich woods, which you have to travel through to get there, are dangerous at night, and you should wait till the morning.
Hang on. Sorry.
So this inn have like a hotel, like a rooms to sleep in?
Certainly.
Oh, okay. Well, then we party until sunrise. Or we party at least until 3 a.m. and sleep at least 3 or 4 hours, and then we go out.
Party don't start till 6 in the morning.
That's right. At least 4 in the morning.
as a ranger, I have no fear traveling through woods, be it day or night, but I'll follow the group in this situation. What do you say?
Sorry.
Agreed.
So you're gonna wait till the morning?
Mm-hmm.
We'll sleep in. We'll party and drink thy night away and get to know each other throughout the nights until thy morning.
What he said.
Seems like it might be a good time after all. Barkeep, another round.
Yeah. And then the barkeep's like, "Oh, that'll be 50 pounds." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, in the house." And I'm like,
Dude,
"Shots."
it's not the giant coin purse. Give it up.
Once again, the barkeep says, "Why are you talking to yourself?"
I break the fourth wall. I'm like, "I'm crazy, am I right?" Huh?
He says, "Also, I think you've met my barmaiden who can help you with a drink. It is an awful long way for me to get all the way behind the bar and bring you the shit. That's what her job's for. So please help her help you."
How you feeling about this one, Jordan?
About the barmaiden or about the journey?
The barmaiden.
I just sort of go back to my bottle.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember your new character, how he works.
I whisper like that.
Okay, well, I guess we party until we decide it's time to go to bed, and I will maybe, I guess, be the first to tap out. Like, I'm going back to my headquarters. Is there, for the dungeon masters, is there one of the higher ones we got to pay to get a comfortable bed or not, or something that gives us more rejuvenation or not?
No, in fact, I would say that the messenger also paid for your rooms for the evening. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
I'm rolling right up there with my bottles and just laying in bed.
Yeah.
Same here, my guy.
All right, tapping out.
Hey, I'm no longer full elf like the last campaign, so
So you do have to sleep. All right, so the morning arrives, and you're going to start your journey straight off.
I would like to.
Well, he didn't say
Is everyone awake yet, or who?
Yeah. Do we have all the supplies that we need? Do we have like armor and all that stuff?
Whatever you have started with, and you probably have very little money at this point. So if you'd like to try to buy something before you leave, you may. But you have
Jason, Gesh, did you armor and weapon your character up so he has things to
go through all the equipment stuff?
I guess. I don't know.
Well, your character's proficient.
I know I've got the
in
stuff I
weapons.
need, but I completed my pages a
When
couple
you do-
days
when
ago.
you-
Right.
So
When you
that's
do
right.
your,
Yeah.
When you do your backstory, where you picked, I think pirate. Was it pirate?
Yeah, it was a pirate, and I guess I have
inside of the pirate section, they give you a little information on what you start with.
Oh, I did not see that part.
It
Because I
was,
have that page here.
It's under sorcerer.
Oh, it is.
Oh, really? Okay, because I was on page 139, which under pirate.
Yeah. Start with.
Can you give me a page?
It's
I
on
believe
page
101.
101. Okay.
No, 100. Sorry.
either.
Okay.
My character's ready, willing, and good to go.
Sorry. Top of 101. It says equipment.
Yep.
You can start with, and then it tells you.
Okay.
Ah, yes. Okay, yeah. So I think we decided last time it was going to be a light crossbow with 20 bolts.
Yeah.
Arcane
And then
focus.
underneath it, you pick an A or a B, and underneath that, there's an A or a B, and then at the bottom is 2 daggers.
Yeah. Let's go with the light crossbow.
Because we weren't doing components, you picked the arcane focus.
Right.
And sorcerers can't wear armor. You're not proficient in armor, so you don't get to wear. armor.
Right. Yeah.
Then did you say you went with I can't remember if you chose a orb or a rod or a staff or a wand or what?
Yeah, we didn't decide that, did we? It doesn't matter, right? Does it? It's just whatever.
Whatever you think will look cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what the choices are, but I guess what crystal is that one? Orb is that another?
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's orb, yeah.
Okay, let's pick orb.
Okay.
Sure.
And then a dungeoneer's pack or an explorer's pack.
Dungeoneer sounds way cooler than explorers.
that under the equipment page on I don't know the exact page number off the top of my head, but there's a list of what is included in those, and then you also get 2 daggers.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Dungeoneer's pack, backpack, crowbar, hammer, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 days of rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of rope.
Mm.
The explorer's pack, backpack, roll, mess kit, tinderbox, torches, 10 days of rations, and a water skin and rope.
Probably backpack and rope will come in handy for sure. Backpack to carry a lot of shit and rope because we
Yeah,
need to
so the
climb.
difference
So
is,
they both get that.
the difference is the Dungeoneer's pack comes with a crowbar and a hammer and 10 pitons.
Mm.
The Explorer's pack, you get a bedroll and a mess kit.
Yeah, let's
I
do
have
the
an
dungeons.
Explorer's pack, so I would suggest to go with the
Yeah.
dungeon.
Yeah, let's do the dungeons. Yeah, cool. So I got to write that down somewhere so I don't forget.
Yeah, put that on your character sheet under. There's like an equipment or an items section.
Yeah. Okay, so I put a Dungeoneer pack.
Yeah, and you can write down all.
Just put the items, list the items out. That way you know.
Okay, I'm sorry. What? Can you repeat the items? I'm sorry. What's a rope? Rope, right?
Yep. 50 feet.
A rope. Hang on, sorry, I gotta get back to it. There it is.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't know if this inn comes with a breakfast buffet, Kachun.
Backpack, crowbar,
Crowbar.
10
Hammer.
Pitons.
I'm sorry. What was the last one? It said pittance.
10 pitons.
Ten.
I believe it's Python or Python.
Python, okay.
They help
Is that
you with
money?
climbing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're little like things you jump, stick into the rock.
They're like anchor stuff.
All right. So I got a rope, crowbar, hammer, 10 pittance,
10 torches, a
10
tinderbox,
torches.
10 days of rations, a water skin. And then as a pirate, you start with a club, a belaying club,
Club. All right.
50 feet of silk rope as a pirate.
Man.
So so you got a lot of rope. And then you get a trinket of your choice, a rabbit's foot or a small stone with a hole in the center.
Rapid foot, I guess.
Gesh carries a lot of rope because he's super kinky.
And then your starting gold is you start with a pouch of 10 gold pieces.
All right, 10 gold pieces. Cool.
All right.
Sorry for the distraction.
That's all right. I won't accept it next time though.
All right.
All right. So you begin your travels, and the fog that coated the town the night before seems to be following you, creeping alongside you as you journey closer and closer to Barovia.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And as you grow nearer, the fog grows thicker and thicker, obscuring your vision and laboring your breath. It is dense and unrelenting, like no fog.
Neon is getting larger.
Where's that? Are we on like the road?
You're on the road.
Are we walking?
Yes.
Well, why don't we just hire a cab? We're going to another town, right?
I mean, you can try to if you want.
Well, it's 3 copper pieces per mile to have a coach cab. I want to drive. Why walk?
All right. Well, if you want to try to find a cab before you leave, that's perfectly fine.
He's out there like this.
Is that what we do? Where do you go? Where are cabs located at?
I mean, there's probably some sort of stables in the town. You can go try there.
My character heads to the stable, see if we can get a cab.
All right. The stable master greets you. All right. Good morrow. What can I help you with, fine sir?
On the shoulder. Walk.
Let's go.
I go to the bartender. I'm like, one for the road, please. And he's like, we don't do to-go containers. That's against law. One for the road, please. He's like, all right, to-go cups.
He's having the whole conversation.
Yeah. You know how this works is that you say your lines and
I know. These are all hypothetical. All right. You don't have to participate in these hypotheticals.
Still start saying your lines.
Let me guess. He's worried about the dude that talks to himself. That's why he refuses us.
Right.
As you walk away from the stable master, he calls to you. I'd be careful going there, sir. Just fair warning. Not many people return.
See you next week.
I
Don't
certainly
go
hope.
down that road.
Can't get there from here.
It's a dangerous way down that road.
Well, I guess we're walking, gentlemen.
All right. So it's obscuring your vision and laboring your breath. It is dense and unrelenting, like no fog you have ever experienced before. You get a sense that if you want to turn back, to abandon this quest, yet you continue on, forcing your feet to march, almost as if they had no choice. Your eyes begin to grow heavy, and your gear weighs on you, and the fog grows thicker. But your determination pays off, and you find yourselves at the border of Barovia. You know this not because of a sign or a barrier, but because the world around you seems suddenly more sorrowful. The trees, the sky, even the bluebirds you spot flying over seem to be gray, as if something has sucked the color from them, or sucked the life from them. And the fog grows thicker. As you take your first steps on the somber soil, you hear the unmistakable sounds of a horse-drawn carriage approaching. The fog is far too consuming to see it, but you can hear clear as day that it is heading straight for you. What do you do?
Is there a dragon doing huge bong rips around the corner? He's just
there's like
Just wait for it. See
there's
what
a
happens.
series of halflings just blowing cotton, just ripping the.
the fog gets denser and thicker as we get closer to the dragon, and it's just making us all dizzy and sleepy. We're trying to walk through his
Everything
bong
weighs
rips.
more. Yeah.
Yeah. We're starting to trip out. We're getting high contact as we're walking through, getting closer.
So we just
What do we
wait
do?
for it to come closer, see what happens.
I'll sort of
Yes.
step to the side of the road so, because the dense fog, it doesn't overrun me.
Would it help us to make a tent or something or shelter to get away, like close ourselves off from it? Would that help, or would that be more of a
We have no idea
distraction?
if it's a bad, evil thing or just something that's going to drive by. We need to wait for that first. Let's just move to the side of the road and wait and see what happens.
Crow, and elbow crow, and we move to the side of the road.
I agree. I'll join you on the side.
All right. Suddenly, a mighty black steed bursts through the gray fog.
Oh no!
Its breath visibly pumping from its nose and mouth. It rears back when it spots you, screaming an unholy sound, halting the cart in its tracks. "Whoa there!" the coachman calls, pulling on the reins. Strands of straw-like hair hang from underneath the brim of the dark hat he wears, obscuring his eyes. He pauses for a moment as he gazes at your traveling party before he speaks. "These woods are no place for travelers such as yourselves. You know nothing of the dangers here."
We've been summoned by, and I can't remember the guy's name.
Koylin Indrovich.
Toilen Indrovich.
The Burgomaster.
Yeah, exactly. The Brigmaster.
Yeah, we're
Oh. Well, I work for the Burgomaster. I can take you there if you wish.
Yes,
appreciative.
my man.
Yes, I love burgers.
I was waiting for someone to make that joke. He hops down, slowly grabbing his hip as he lands on the ground and kind of limps over to the gate, the door of his carriage, and opens it and gestures for you to get inside.
And we get inside.
Don't
Piling
speak
in.
for me. Don't speak for me.
I'm getting inside.
Well, Jordan,
Yeah,
if you'd rather just
freaking
stay out here in the fog, we're good with that.
This means better than walking. I put my arms around my homies.
Is
Yeah,
there room up top with the driver?
Yeah.
What's that?
Is there room up top with the driver?
No, there's a single seat.
You're on the roof.
All right, I'll climb in.
All
All
right.
Does
right.
it say free candy?
No, it's not. The actual coach itself is very nice. It's just the coachman himself looks a little haggard, but the coach does not look sketchy.
Okay.
The horse looks well cared for, and it is in good shape.
Just an old dude driving.
Is the person who drives this thing called Large Marge?
Hello, Large Marge sent you. Do you ask him his name?
Sure.
Yeah. What's your name, sir?
My name is Gorik Ulrich, the coachman.
Never gonna remember all these names.
You can write them down.
Oh, that's a good call. All right. I'll start doing-
Why would I do such a thing?
I'm going to do that.
I'm not.
You also won't probably need to remember this guy's name.
All right.
All right.
Put down old as shit.
Well,
All right.
Ulrich?
So,
Gorik.
Gorik Ulrich.
See,
Ulrich.
there you go.
Coach driver.
He is the murderer at the end.
And then what was the guy, the Bergmaster's got name? I forget.
It is
I just call him the Birdmaster.
Birdmaster.
It started with a K. Kalyani or whatever.
Kolyan Indirovich.
Say it one more time.
Kolyan, Kolyan. His last name is Indirovich. Indirovich.
Mm.
The woman he mentioned in the letter is Irina, Ireena. Last name is Kolyana, Kolyana.
Kolya.
Got it.
Okay.
Irina Cordiana.
Exactly.
She makes the best spaghetti.
A really big pizza sauce.
The biggest sausage ball from the Birdmaster.
It makes a tremendous gabagool.
The Indirovici.
All right. So he closes the door behind you with a thud, and you hear him crawl back up to on top and crack the reins, and you feel the coach turn around and head towards the direction you are walking in.
No, we're not dead yet.
Yeah. This is good lift driver.
Yeah, completely.
Good lift driver. Yeah, I like it.
Wasn't instant death. That's good.
I think I might start a company like this called Lyft.
The creaking of the wheels echo with every bump on the uneven road, creating a haunting cacophony with the moaning wind and the coachman's hacking cough. It creates a wall of sound you cannot escape from. Yet through it, you are only able to concentrate on one sound, the beating of your own hearts.
Oh, I was going to say the moaning wind because that sounds sexy.
As you travel, the beating grows louder and louder, heavier and faster, and it begins to drown out everything around you as it grows. And then you see the fog again, the thick gray suffocating fog, sneaking its way through the cracks in the doors and between the spaces of the floorboards. And the beating of your heart grows louder, and the fog grows thicker. And then, bam! You feel a mighty crash as something hits the side of your carriage. And the carriage halts in its tracks.
Oh, snap. We hit a deer.
Hey, oh! I pound the roof. Hey, Ulrich. The heck you doing?
Are you okay?
You drunk? You take over?
You get no response.
God damn it. Who wants to go outside?
I step out with my short.
Crow, go outside. Crow.
Window, can we look first before we step out?
There are no windows now.
No windows. Okay.
God damn it. All right, Crow.
Wait a second. That's kind of unusual. I've never heard of a carriage with no windows. Basically, is this a jail cell that we just climbed into?
It is not. The door's not locked.
I already said my guy steps out with a short sword in hand. See what's going on.
All right. You step outside, and the fog is thicker even than before. You can barely see your hand in front of your eyes.
This fog is. I don't like this fog. Screw this fog.
Anyone there? Ulrich, are you all right?
You get no response.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
You want to climb up top and see if the driver's still there? Can you still drive?
So I'm gonna. Yeah, I guess I'll step out and follow Mick out and step around to the front of the carriage to see if I can see the driver.
Yeah, I'll Of course,
I
I get out
join.
too.
All right, you circle around.
Before I get out, I turn to nobody, and I'm like, "Any help here? Like seriously? Like, come on."
Yeah, I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, "You talking to me?" No,
I don't even remember your name.
I'm gonna stay here.
You're gonna stay in the carriage.
Yeah, I will do nothing.
I did not get out yet. I just talking to nobody.
Yeah, I think you're talking to me for a second. I'm like, I'm answering your questions, and I'm like, I don't know,
And I'm
man.
like, to you.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
So Mick, Jimbei, and Crow, you circle around the front and start to, you take a step up the little step that is above to reach the front of the carriage, and there is no one there.
We're
No.
still in the
Still
woods.
there.
Who wants to drive? Who is sober enough to drive our lift?
So that is the horse.
Is the horse still there?
The horse is still there.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to
Where's
drive
the
the lift?
limpy guy go?
If no one wants to drive, I will drive. I am sober enough to drive the lift.
Ulrich. So I'm gonna see if I can holler out for him one time.
You do not get a response, but
Did I
you do hear the unmistakable howl of wolves.
Oh,
Are
boy.
we still in the woods?
Oh yes, you're very much in the woods.
I do not want to stick around.
Can
I
I-
want someone to drive. If no one wants to drive, I will drive
Can I
drunkenly to.
use perception to see what's going on? Because when in the woods, I get advantage on wisdom and intelligence checks concerning my chosen terrain, which is forest or woods.
True, but do you want to roll for that to see that there's just wolves around us? Do you want to just leave?
I want to know where the wolves are, about how many.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't matter if there's so many wolves when we can just take off and leave the wolves behind.
Can't see your hand in front of your face.
Yeah, of what's going on around us here before.
All right.
True.
I didn't know your name before, but I like the way you think.
You may do anything you like. Don't listen to the other people.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I can do it as I'm climbing up with them. I just want to know, can I tell where the wolves
Check doesn't take time. It takes time in real time. It doesn't take time in the game. So roll a d20.
So what's my perception? Because I'm gonna do it too. I think. Yeah.
Okay. So I can roll again then, since I have advantage on perception.
I rolled a natural 20 on my perception check, plus 3, so a 23 on perception of what's going on around us in this fog.
Okay, well, we're going to have to go with you because I did 2 crappy rolls.
So you basically cannot see jack shit, but you do get the sense that the driver is not anywhere close, and you do hear 3 distinct howls.
3 distinct howls. Okay.
I say drive blind. I would rather drive blind through the fog as I would in real life if I was surrounded by wolves.
Did anybody check to see what banged against? Like, how does the side of the carriage look?
Yeah.
It looks undamaged.
So here's the thing, like whatever it was took the driver. So if we all climb back in, whoever's driving most likely is going to get the same
True.
kind of treatment here in just a second.
Yeah. Could
That's
possibly.
why I was going to let him drive.
Yeah, which is better than rolling perception to seeing what's around us and battling what's around us. Because if you still drive, you're still gonna get attacked, so it doesn't matter. Like,
Yes,
I might be stupid, but I'm not that stupid.
Go for it.
right. Which is why I was asking who wants to drive the lift earlier. The first question I asked.
It sounds like it's you.
God damn it! I will drive if I have to.
Well, if you don't want to, I guess my guy can drive.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I'll hop on in there then.
All
We'll
right.
all hop in the cab to make sure before he starts driving away.
Yeah, we're all back in the get back in.
We're in the cab.
Nick's gonna try to drive. This seems like a bad idea.
I'd rather us drive and crash than like just fight whatever's around us and then have to drive later. We might as well drive until we can't drive anymore.
Drive it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
All right.
So you jump up there and crack the reins.
Do what?
Said you climb up there and crack the reins.
Yeah, I try for it. I crack the reins, see what happens.
The horse does not move.
Oh!
Man.
All right, so I want to convince Jordan to put on a horse dress and be like, "You."
Wait, hang on a second. Let's see if I got anything for this.
Do you not to be too much of a jerk DM, but do you have a horse dress?
You don't know my past life. You don't know what I have in my backpack. All right.
That's
I
why
can
I'm
make-
not.
You don't know what's in your backpack.
You don't know what's in my backpack. I have many tricks in my
You don't
backpack,
even
which
know
you don't
what's in your
know. You don't know what's in my backpack. I don't even know what's in my backpack.
Are you arguing with the DM in character?
I believe he is, yes.
Fair play.
I'm sorry. That's what you get for asking stupid questions.
I stick my head out. Nick, anytime now.
Do what?
Any time now, buddy. We'll go. Anytime. You just get going.
Anybody got good animal handling to like deal with this horse?
I don't think we even rolled and we couldn't get the horse to go.
Probably not, but
Mine doesn't. Isn't that great?
anybody?
I'll roll and see what happens. I mean,
I got +1 animal handling. If
yeah,
that
I do
helps.
plus
too.
4.
I'll go ahead and roll. We'll
All
see
right,
if
go
I
for
can do anything.
Can we is there does anybody have flashlights or things we can tape on the side of the horse's head to shine forward the road? Like brights, like
Let's tie some torches to the
I was
horse's
gonna
head.
say, you got a bunch of rope and some torches. You can give that a shot.
we got rope and torch we can tie to the side of the horse's head so you can see. All right, so the horse can see, and it'll be more assured it can travel through the road.
All right. So while tracking other creatures, I can also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. So we heard wolves. I want to know if they're close or if we're hearing them going away from us because we're stuck here at the moment.
That's if you're tracking creatures. You do not see.
We haven't
you do
tracked
not-
anything yet.
You do not see any footprints from wolves. They have not entered this area yet.
So
Yeah.
we can't get the horse to go,
All right.
and we can't see.
And I'm not gonna venture away from the cart.
Who? Where is everyone right now?
I'm still in. I've
I'm-
never left the carriage.
Yeah.
I'm on top with the reins.
Okay.
I'd gotten back into the carriage
Yeah,
because
I
I
got
thought
back
we were leaving.
Yeah, I thought we were all in the carriage, and then we found out
Well,
that
we're
the
not
carriage
moving. I
can't
stepped
move.
back out of the carriage to ask Mook, what's the matter? What's happening?
Yeah, why can't we move? What's going on?
I'm cracking the reins. He's not moving.
Do we have to see what's in front of the horse? Is that what's going on? Do we have to see
I was
what's
gonna
blocking
walk
the
up
horse?
and check
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna
horse.
walk up to the front of the horse and see if anything's in front of the horse.
Oh man, that's it. That's what we got to do. He rolled.
Here it goes.
I rolled because one of the wolves leaps from the fog and attacks you.
Ah, god
That's
damn.
you. Who is you?
Jimbei, when he walks up to the
That
front.
would be me.
I rolled a 20, so that will hit.
Ah.
And it will do 5 damage to you.
5 damage. All right.
Time to
And
roll.
roll a strength saving throw.
A strength saving throw. Let me see what my strength. Strength is +2. Where's my d20? There it is. 16.
Great. You stay standing, and I need everyone now to roll initiative. And we'll start with Mick. What is your roll?
24.
Whew.
Nice.
Wow.
John,
18.
Damers,
17.
Jimbei,
20.
and Gesh.
16. Because 14 plus our initiative bonus thing plus 2. Okay,
Yep.
so 16. Yeah, 16.
Okay. So Mick, you're going to be going first.
All right.
And there are you can see the 3 wolves now.
All right. Oh, if I can see all 3, there's one directly in front of the horse where Jimbei was.
Yep, and then
Where
there's
are the other
2. The 2 are to your left.
How far
Mick
out?
is still on top of the carriage, right?
Yes.
You're still on top of the carriage, yes.
Yeah, okay.
How far away are the other two to my left?
The other two are probably about 20 feet away.
Okay. I will attempt to go after one of those with my bow.
Great.
All right. So that'd be 15.
That will hit.
All right, and it's 1d8 plus 4. 9 damage.
All right. The arrow shoots through the air, through the fog, splitting it as it does, and it plunges deep into the chest of the wolf. You hear it howl and stumble, but it remains on its feet.
So their HP is above a 9, and their armor class is 15 or less.
There you go.
The next is going to be Jimbei.
All right. So the wolf is standing right in front of me. I'm trying to do here. Let me see what I got here. If I want to do that, or if I want to do range is. So that is wait, is that that's a first level. Hang on. I remember what my cantrips are if I have something here that I want to do, or if I just want to swing my warhammer. So yeah, this thing's right in front of me. I'm not going to use one of my. I only got 2 spell slots at the moment, so I'm not going to use one of my spell slots just yet. But I am going to pull my shield and my warhammer, and I'm going to try to smack it with my warhammer.
All right.
16 plus my. What is my?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, I didn't know what my plus is on that yet, and that does 1d8 plus 2 damage. Where's my d8? 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. You swing your warhammer deftly and crack it across the face. You see a tooth go flying and blood trickles from its nose, but it fixes its eyes back on you and growls. Next is going to be Jordan.
Do the wolves look unusual? Do they look like bigger, smaller? They just look like normal wolves?
They look like normal wolves.
Okay. Then I'm gonna. Do we all have like clear? Sorry, my wife just opened the door.
Are you still in the carriage?
Yeah.
No, I had come out to check on the horses.
Okay.
So.
He was behind me.
Yeah.
Then you could see all 3 certainly.
Okay. And two
of them are about 20 feet away from you. One of them is straight ahead with Jimbei.
Okay.
So about 5 feet probably.
Two have been injured, right? Because they've attacked 2 different ones.
Correct.
Yeah. Then I will throw an Eldritch Blast at one of the injured ones. Let's pick the one that hit Jimbei.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm triple checking. I roll a die 20 and I add my charisma modifier.
Whatever your spell attack modifier is. So it should be
spell attack bonus is a +6. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. I'm new to spell casting here. Still learning, guys. Oh, 18. So I don't even need to add.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
All right. And 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You thrust your hand forward and a greenish blast of energy shoots out from it and smashes into the side of the wolf, and you see his face just melt off, leaving a bloody skull, and he falls to the ground dead.
Awesome.
Nice. Good shot, Jordan.
And next is Daymare's.
I'll go over to the one that hasn't been hit yet.
Okay.
Attack. Oh, I critted. I rolled a natural 20.
That's not great for the wolf.
And I did 15 damage, not including
yeah.
You got it.
Crit.
What kind of weapon do you have?
Great axe.
Okay. Yeah, you run up to this thing, charging and screaming, and you swing your great axe, and it just lops straight into the thing's head and splits it in two. And then you hit it so fast that your axe goes through it, and you think maybe you missed, and then suddenly it just kind of falls into two halves. And next will be Gesh.
Okay. I was trying to decide what spells and cantrips I should have, and I saw my first level was Animal Friendship. I was trying to look up the description of what Animal Friendship is.
Well, it's hilarious because big mistake is
Because they're all dead.
He says big
We
mistake.
got one more to kill.
They're all brutally murdered in like this.
Like, no, they were my friends all along.
They're my friends. I want to cast Animal Friendship and have them be honest with this journey. This spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed by you for the spell's duration. If
Anybody who takes damage because of this animal that you try to friend, they're going to be mad at you.
I think we're already mad at him for being,
I shot an arrow through his face.
Yeah, he's already been shot.
Okay. All right. Fine. Fine. I will not use a animal friendship spell. Where are my cantrips? I'm trying to find my cantrips. I thought I had them written down. Let me see my vast spells that I have here. Let's see. I will use my light crossbow.
There you go.
I will shoot it with my light
Big
crossbow.
mistake says badass.
Being friends with animals is badass. I agree.
Hey, he was pushing for that
Yeah.
peanut butter trick.
Yeah. The peanut butter trick. Come on, little guy. Come on. There's some peanut butter here. Come on. All right. So I will use my crossbow to shoot it. I'm trying to find the light crossbow section to know how much damage or what I have to roll.
Roll a d20 and add your dexterity.
Okay. That is a 2
Yeah, that's gonna miss.
plus 2, 4.
Yep.
That is a
The
miss.
arrow swishes through the air and flies like a foot over the thing's head.
The animal thinks it thinks I'm tickling its ear. It's like, ooh.
It's like, oh.
Your heart wasn't in it, Jason.
and somehow you friend it because it thinks you are scratching its ear. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's like,
It's very, very mad. And it is going to continue its attack on Jinbei because he's right there in front of him.
Oh, wait, I thought the one in front of me was dead.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're talking about the 20.
oh yes, right. Okay, yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
in,
the one by
in
me.
that case, since
Nightmares would be standing next to it, probably.
Yep. Okay, sure. So I'll type gamers. Oh, that is a natural 2. So he's gonna try to bite you and just jump through the air and totally miss.
That was apparently Mick took out his eyesight or something. When he did.
And it is back to the top of the order with Mick.
And we go to the bow again. 9.
Yeah, that's gonna miss this time because I think you were aiming right, and you were like, "Oh, this wolf is gonna be right where I want him," and then he misses so badly that your shot goes where he should have been, but he's way off target.
I want you to know I saw this D20 go to 19 and then all of a sudden roll to the 3.
That's good. But the good news is you still have all of your turns before he goes again. So, Jinbei, you're next.
All right, I'm going to, let's see here. I'm going to use, rather than charge up to this thing, what does this do? My cantrip, Sacred Flame, flame-like radiance descends on a creature that you can see within range. The target must succeed in a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. Target gains no benefit from cover for this saving throw. So I want to try Sacred Flame on it.
All right, do it.
Well, I don't roll anything. You roll a dexterity
saving throw. Okay.
Yep. 13.
13. I rolled a 21.
Oh well, that would then you dodged it.
It doesn't do half damage or anything.
It's a cantrip. I don't think it actually does. Let me see. Target must succeed saving throw or take 1d8 damage. Target gains no benefit. Spells damage and increase. It doesn't say anything about half.
Okay. Then he jumps out of the way. He is terrible at aiming attacks, but he's super deft at dodging fire. Next up is Jordan.
All right. I'll cast another Eldritch Blast at this guy. Uh, 13?
13 hits.
Ooh, baby. 4 damage.
Okay. Once again, you extend your arm and the green spell shoots from it, and it crashes into his chest as he's dodging out of the way of the sacred flame, and his heart just falls out of the hole that you left. And it is definitely clearly dead. Congratulations, you beat the wolves.
Nice work, gentlemen.
Good job, Jordan, the toughest warrior we have.
You all get 30 experience points.
How many?
30.
30. Okay, I got to write that down.
Yeah, we're not going to be going as fast as last time on the gaining experience.
No, because we got to do it the last time.
The chat can blame me for killing dogs.
Boo. Boo this man, boo!
They weren't dogs, they were evil wolves.
Yeah,
I tried to pet them. I tried to love them and be their friends.
Not my ass.
Our plus 30. Oh, okay. Up top right corner. All right. Plus 30.
And as the final wolf falls, the fog down the path parts slightly, and you see a tall, regal man standing down the path. He is dressed in red and silver armor. A fur-trimmed cape hangs from one shoulder. His pale, handsome face like a beacon framed by his dark collar and even darker hair. He slowly runs his thumb and middle fingers together, the long nails scraping against one another as he does. He grins knowingly as you feel your eyes close for the briefest moment. And when you open them again, he is simply gone.
I thought he was going to show the shocker or something. Look at these.
Gentlemen, are you okay down there?
That gentleman seems.
He's gone.
How many experience points did we start with? I know we got plus 30.
0.
Okay,
0.
so we're at 30. Okay, all right, cool. Thank you.
But the fog is parted enough that you can see the path in front of you.
Yeah. Horse is still alive? They're still good?
My guess is
Limpy guy's gone.
Back in the cage. Who wants to drive?
Limpy guy's gone. Horse is still standing there.
Mick, you're a good driver, right?
I check with the horse to see that it's okay, and
you touch it and it does not react to your touch.
The horse is high on fog. I
I
have no idea what's going on.
I check to see if it's breathing.
Yeah, you can still see its thick breath coming out of its nose, but it is just still as a
doesn't
statue.
respond to us at all. Okay.
All right.
Well, I guess we're walking.
Yep.
I mean, we might as well try that.
If I pull it and stand in front of it, no reaction, right?
Oh, not even like you know, like in cartoons where they're pulling on a mule and its head kind of like pulls forward, but their body doesn't move. It doesn't even do that. Wow. It's like it. You pull on it. It's like pulling against a statue.
Wow. So they're under a spell or something. Is there a spell? Anyone has had like magical powers that can like kind of see what's going on or unforce it?
You need like detect magic or
I don't have that spell.
Remove curse. Remove curse is very high level.
Anybody have that stuff now?
Not yet.
My guy up the top with the reins says, "Gentlemen, I believe we are meant to walk. This horse is doing nothing. Throw down the reins."
Yeah. I'll smack his butt just because I can.
It kicks you.
Oh, man.
Roll for damage.
Oh, jeez. I thought I couldn't do anything.
Take 2 damage.
Ah, jeez. All right. God damn it.
All right, Jimmy is laughing very hard at that.
Before we leave, I feel like I want to unharness it. I don't want to leave it here on the road.
Yeah, I agree. Good job, John.
Okay.
So can I unharness it without harming it?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna unharness it. Just so that if it has the desire to leave and have the ability, it's not on me that it's stuck to a carriage.
Okay.
Good man. Good man.
All right.
We get the 2
I'd like
dragons to drive it.
coach to see if there's
Pull the coach.
we might get
Get the 2 big burly boys just to pull the coach now that it is unbridled from the horse.
All right, so we're walking then.
I don't think that's true.
I'd like to check the coach, see if there's anything that I
Of
could
value.
take that's of use.
Sure.
There's some used condoms on the floor you could reuse. There's a empty movie bag of popcorn that you can maybe reuse.
So do I find anything?
No, the cab is totally empty, and there's no saddlebags or anything up front.
Saddlebags.
All right. So are we walking?
Yeah.
What order are we walking?
What's that?
What order are we walking?
Oh, I mean, you can walk. I mean, the path is wide enough that you can walk. You don't have to be in like in a line.
I'm definitely behind Crow somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess we're all walking then, following.
I talked to Jordan. I say, I feel like you're someone I've met before. There's some guy named Jordan, and on occasions like this, we'd be playing some music as we walk.
I don't like music. I don't sing.
All right.
Take 2
So
steps.
I'm like gonna keep my shield out. I'll put the warhammer back, but I'm gonna pack my shield as I walk. So.
All right. So while the fog has receded, it is still ever present. But it is clear enough for you to get the first real sense of your surroundings since entering the borders of Barovia. Black pools of water stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway. Giant trees loom on both sides of the road, their crooked branches clawing at the mist, creaking from the force of the sharp wind. And the sky, gray doesn't quite describe it. The cloud cover is so thick that the sun's light barely shines through. You get no sense of the sun's position behind it, no sense of the time of day. It is enough to see by, but barely. It is a persistent gloaming.
This was definitely not like the brochures.
You can read?
I see pictures on the brochure. Yeah, the pictures are not the same.
Not illustrations.
Yeah.
And as you continue on, the trees begin to clear, and you step out of the forest, the fog spilling out into the clearing and swallowing the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of it, are high stone buttresses looming in the gray fog. Giant iron gates hang on the stonework, dew clinging with the cold tenacity to their rusted bars. 2 headless statues of armed guardians flank the gate, their heads lying among the weeds at their feet. They greet you with a deathly silence.
I go to him and I fart to break the silence. It's a big old, and they just look at me.
At this point, I've turned to Crow and like, don't judge all Dragonborn by that one.
Even I'm not that uncouth.
So
I'm a barbarian, for Christ's sake.
So I walk up, since I'm the one that has the letter, go up to them and show them the letter. Is this where we can find this man?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Mick, go knock. I hear that works really well.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, they are statues of armed guardians. There is
Nobody there. Yeah, there's nobody there.
All right.
At least that we've seen yet.
But once you go, still ask. I think
holding up a letter to a statue, and we're like, "What the heck is wrong with this guy?"
Yeah.
And I thought Guess was the crazy one.
He's high up that fog.
You've been talking to
He's
nobody the whole time. I think I'm in good health.
You smoke too much fog. It is fine. Let us travel on to the gates.
All right. As you approach, the gates swing open with a ghostly screech.
Cool. We keep going. We go through the gates.
All right. You pass through the gates, and they close behind you.
Oh, lovely. I don't like this town already.
Just for future note, Gesh, don't say we, okay?
Yeah. I'll say, we're ready to party. Welcome us to the city.
You decide.
Fine. I will say, I will go through the gate, and then I'll wait for everyone else to be like, I go through the gate.
So you go by yourself?
No,
Sure.
we're all going together.
This-
I'm assuming.
Don't
That's
speak
fine.
for the group.
Yeah. I won't speak for the group, but I know from now on a very, vague thing like that, it's like, we're all going to have to go through there because there's nowhere else to go. So it's like, okay, yes, I will go through there. And then it'd be like, Jordan would be like, I will go through there. And then Mick will be like, I will go through there. And then Jim will be like, I will go through there. And then Crow will be like, I will go. It's like, might as well be like, yeah, we're all going to fucking go through there. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things.
Yeah, but we might before we go through there.
Sure, I guess.
You might use Mage Hand from across a bridge to ring a bell of a fortress.
Yeah, for no reason at all. Yeah, exactly.
Or just go knock on the door.
Something that they did last time in the last adventure.
Yeah. Background,
Hey, it worked.
we did that for no
We died
reason.
that point.
Yeah. Which leads to
all
my
right.
point is why I speak for us to do good. Just go through the fucking door. Yeah.
So you continue down the road, and while you can't get the sense of day, the light does begin to dim, and you can sense that night is approaching.
Mm.
And as the sun grows dimmer and dimmer, the woods become more alive with sound. You hear the cracking of branches, and you start to hear screams in the distance, and wailing, and wolves howling, and all sorts of
So we went to
unpleasantness.
the gate and we went to the gate for woods.
There's woods everywhere.
Okay.
So
there was a clearing.
Okay,
in the
so they're woods. Okay, so the gate open to nothing. Got it. Just more woods.
Just more woods.
Mm.
But thankfully, soon tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that still surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobblestones. The tall shapes slowly become recognizable as village dwellings. The roofs of each house sag, seemingly from the weight of the world, and their windows stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for the quiet, mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets.
Right. So we keep approaching the village, I guess.
Yeah.
If everybody, yeah.
Did we see
Not
any?
sure we have a
sign-
decision yet.
What's that?
Is there any signage as to what's the inn? Where's the armor? Where's the blacksmith? Are there any signs or anything?
So you're entering you're coming from the west, so you're entering the eastern border of this town, and there's no real signage or anything, but you can see the fog is parted enough in this village that you can see, and there are some lights down the street, and you can there is a crossroad about 10 feet in front of you, but then further down you can see a bit of a town square of sorts.
Right. I believe we should go to the town square. From there, we can see where best to go.
Yeah. In the village.
What's that? What'd you say, Jim?
Oh, there.
Jordan's gone. Okay.
Can we see any people as we're coming into this town? Or does it just look all but deserted?
There is no one in the streets that you can see at the moment.
Okay.
So I think we should go to the crossroads in the middle, and we'll have a better sense of direction where to go.
Yeah.
All right. So you can start to walk down this kind of main. There are like houses on each side of you that you as you walk down this kind of main road through this town, and as you start to kind of get into the middle of it, you begin to hear the sound of small wooden wheels rolling across the damp cobbles. You trace the sound to a hunched figure bundled in rags. She turns her head to see you and smiles widely, her dry, leathery tongue licking her lips through her cracked, blackened teeth. She then continues to push her small, rickety cart through the fog, turning down a side alleyway.
Bring out your dad.
Should we follow her? Should we follow her, or like?
You boys.
What do you guys think? Yeah, are we curious enough to follow her and find out what she's doing, or should we just like?
Is there anybody else to follow? I mean, at this point, it's not really a lot of options, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could go and find a hotel or a motel and pass out. You know, like we can go to tavern, we can go pass out in a motel, or we can follow this woman. You know what I mean? Like, what do we want to do?
Well, there's no sign.
I want to find the murder meister.
Better, Ray. That's a Ghostbusters joke. Come on.
I don't know. She sounded pretty sexy.
Yeah, the dry, leathery tongue do it for you.
Yeah. I'm in. She has a tongue?
What are you doing?
What do you guys think?
I think we should follow her. There's no other person in the town, and we don't know where anything's at.
Well, we should at least yell out to her, asking if she knows, where the
Okay. So
place
you want to talk
sleep
to her?
is.
There you go.
You at least want to talk to her. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll follow her and we'll try to wave her down and talk to her, I guess. Who wants to yell out and talk to her?
So
The one that thought of it first, let him be the bon vivant.
Yeah.
Crow. Let Crow yell and talk to her.
So as you turn the alley, you see her kind of going from door to door, knocking on each door. It seems that no one is answering most of the time, but if you want to continue following her, you may, or can try to talk to her.
I'll yell out. Do you know where there's an inn?
Well, we're looking for. Don't we want to try to find the Burgermeister?
That sounds like a come on.
It is. Night is falling.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess
You can do what you want. I'm just letting you know.
I just want to find some place to get inside from the sound of this place,
Also sounds like a come on.
even if it's with a
Oh,
leathery
get
tongue.
inside.
Hey, he's right. He's got whatever.
The answer.
For it.
All right. So Crow, you're talking to her.
Yeah.
All right. What do you say?
Do you know where there's an inn?
She turns to you and says,
An inn. There's an inn in the town, of course.
Immediately, my red chapstick rises.
Thunderhouse says the peanut butter trick could work. I gotta say, I love this chat. You guys are amazing. I know we're not really acknowledging you much,
Agreed,
but you guys are great.
Yeah, totally.
she says,
Well, of course. It is in the town square. Where else?
and she continues to knock on doors.
Go to the town square. I don't need to talk to her anymore. Thank you.
Yep. Bye-bye.
As you walk away, she calls to you.
Oh, you look like strong travelers, mighty warriors. May I offer you one of my dream pastries?
Oh my god.
And she
Dream pasties?
dream,
No, thank you.
dream pastries. She
Oh.
she pulls a small cookie out with a shaking hand and extends it towards you.
I'm so hard right now.
I'm headed to the square. You guys do what you want.
How much?
Next, like, how much?
She says,
Oh, they are a bargain at 1 gold piece. They will take you.
For pastry?
she says,
They're no ordinary pastries, young man.
I turn around to the rest of the guys because they were already started to walk off. Gentlemen, I believe we need to look into this woman more. There's something about these. If they're one gold
We'll
piece,
look into this woman more.
I was Jordan. I turned to the
Past the wizard sleeves.
Nope.
Nothing funny down this road.
I buy it.
Hard pass. Square this way.
Where in? This
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I buy it and go to the square with the rest of them.
All right, I'll agree because there's more
One
people
gold
there.
pastry. All right.
Yeah,
She says,
we had
Oh,
to.
thank you very much, young man. You will not regret it. It is delicious and magical and wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, cool. What? As I walk away, what does it do?
After he buys it.
He says,
Oh, it will take you to a land of unseen pleasures.
I put it in my pouch and do not eat it.
I said, "Damn, tell me where your friends are at."
Gold.
and she continues to knock on doors as you walk away, and you hear one creak open from behind you as you begin to walk away.
Keep walking.
I actually would like to stop, turn around, and see what happens when the person opens the door. Do they buy the cookie or no?
So she knocks on the door and the man opens and he says, no, please, it's too soon. And she says, payment is required. And the man kind of begins to sob slowly and quietly. And you see a young boy about 7 years old come out of the house. And the man pleads with her. He says, please, I beg you. And she snatches the boy who's crying inconsolably and stuffs him in a sack and straps him down on the cart and begins to casually make her way down the road some more.
Okay, that's effed up. So we
I
gotta
couldn't
stop
rest
this.
of the
We gotta
group.
stop this, gentlemen.
I am one
We
of
gotta
follow.
stop this. We
Okay.
gotta stop
Follow
this.
the lady.
We
Yes.
gotta beat her ass. We gotta free her. We gotta.
You
free
can't
her.
be banging the girl and stopping her at the same time. You got to pick a lane, buddy.
No, we're picking a lane. We're stopping this bitch. All right, we're gonna beat her ass. We're gonna free this
Big
child.
Will, what are you doing? What was Big Will doing? I couldn't hear him over
I
there.
am following the lady. I want to know what happens to this child.
Yeah,
This is a crime.
we're gonna
I
free
will
this
not
child.
let it stand.
We're letting this child free.
Okay, so you
Oh,
you approach her again.
Yeah,
Yes, I
We're
do.
about to fight.
I'm
something
taking
we
the
don't
sack off her back as she's carrying the sack on her back. I'm gonna ratchet off her back.
So it's strapped to the cart that she's pulling.
God damn it!
I mean, you can,
I hold Gesh.
Oh, don't we have knives? Does someone have knives? We can chop off the straps. Does anybody have knives? I
hold Gesh.
About like-
Say, calm down.
I got a crowbar and a hammer.
all right, so you're gonna smash the kid's head.
No, I'm not saying what? Why would you come to that conclusion?
I don't know. So you're talking about
Yeah, let's kill the kid.
Violent approach.
I don't think we're ready to
I don't know.
fight
Do
this
you guys?
thing.
I don't know. It's up to you guys. Do you guys want to like stop this from happening or no? Should we let this crime be committed and let it go?
We were walking away. You two are closest, so you have the. What are you doing?
I want to know what Jimbo thinks.
The three
Jimbo,
of us
do you-
were walking away.
All right, so Jimbo.
Like, we
so
probably didn't even hear us.
shit. All right.
Make
Well,
up your mind. Are you going with me or are you going with him?
Mick
Wow, I
called
don't
you guys. Mick
All
called
right,
out
so-
said that a crime is happening.
Yeah,
I had
but we're
stopped,
like
I had
at the end of
stopped at the sound
alley.
of the
My-
door opening to kind of like listen. I didn't really like come back or anything.
okay, I have to realize my character. My character is chaotic neutral. So I can leave this be, or I can go for it. So I'm trying to decide what
The
you
problem
guys
is,
want
I
to do.
don't think
Mick can let it go.
Nick can't
Chaotic,
let this go.
chaotic neutral basically is like if you think you will get something from it, you should do it.
God damn it! I don't think I can get anything from it.
This is but that's the reason I've been going to Mick is the one that whose character it's going to be the most influenced.
I don't know
Yeah.
Miss Fellas. I've already said I'm going to the woman. I'm done told you what I'm doing. Y'all,
Well,
Well, Mick, what's your moral compass, Mick?
you know what my moral compass is.
I don't. That's why I asked you. What is your moral compass?
oh my God.
I'm lawful neutral. So I see a crime committed. I have to do something about it because I can't just let that kind of thing stand. I
So
mean,
you saw the kid got kidnapped, so you got to do something about it, right?
yeah.
So what are you doing?
Well, I was.
The question is, what did you do? Get out.
Is anybody else going to follow him?
Well, let him tell you what he's going to do, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay, am I up to the woman at this moment?
Sure, you may be, certainly.
Yes.
All right. So in a very stern voice, I say, I would very much like to know what you're doing with that child. I believe a crime is committed, and if it is true, you will not live through the night.
She says, What crime? The boy was owed to me fair and square.
In what way was he owed?
I provided a service to the family in exchange for the boy.
Obviously. What was the service?
She says,
That is between me and the parents, but as you probably witnessed, they handed him over freely.
I will give you 2 gold to tell me why.
She says, This 2 gold. She kind of chuckles to herself.
So I'm guessing that's a no.
Yeah, no, she doesn't want your gold.
All right. Well, I ask then, what must I do to get my answer?
She says, that
is information that is not for your ears.
Oh, shit.
All right. Then with that, I take out my 2 short swords and say, release the child now.
she says,
Very, very well. No need to get violent, young man.
and she unties the boy and he scurries
Nice.
off back to his house.
Oh shit! That's awesome. No conflict.
It's not awesome yet.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
not
Thank
awesome
you.
yet.
Thank you, DM, for having mercy on our souls. Thank you, DM.
Yeah,
Thank you. We praise you, DM, for having mercy on our souls.
She says,
Please, I beg you, do not attack me. Do not kill me. It was a perfectly agreed upon transaction. But if you must intervene, please, I will give you information for my life.
What?
Mick.
Mick?
Is
Did he
frozen?
freeze?
Yeah, I think he's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen. He's frozen. He's
Oh,
frozen.
there you go.
God damn it! Oh, why? Why?
He's
Why?
back. Hold on.
Okay, I heard she said, and then that's all I heard. It cut out.
So she released the boy and then said, Please don't harm me. I'll give you information for my life.
Okay, well then I take the boy, and what information is she giving me?
She says,
You will want to know that there is a Vistani camp to the west on the shores of the Ser Pool, and another outskirts of Vallaki. You would be wise to treat them with caution, but they can provide useful information.
Camp to west.
Okay.
Another.
What my character is going to do then is return the boy to the family.
the boy ran off. As soon as
the
you
boy ran
untied him, he ran off.
Okay, well, good. Then I go to the group and tell them that information. I'm going to leave and come back on my computer.
All right.
What?
Repeat. Can you repeat the information just because I want to write it down?
There's a Vistani camp to the west on the
West
shores of what?
Vistani?
Yeah, Vistani.
Okay. Camp to the west.
on the shores of the Tser Pool, Tser.
Tser.
And another one on the outskirts of Velaki.
Another on outskirts of Velaki. Okay, treat with caution, but could be useful. Got it.
And as you're walking away, she says, the Vistani, many of them are Strahd spies.
We don't know that name yet, but okay.
You don't know that name yet.
So should we go west to find out the Vistani?
Are spies from someone named Lestrade?
Strahd, Strahd.
Or Strahd. Okay. All right.
I ask her, does she know where the mayor is? The burgmaster.
How are you going to ask her? She's done left, and I had to walk up to you guys.
Yeah.
I thought we had all kind of like been listening to this from a distance. Am I wrong on that?
No, y'all were leaving me. I'm the only one that went.
No, we didn't leave, but we didn't.
I stopped when you started like the door creaked open.
Question, John?
Sorry, I was asking like, where is the burgmaster?
She says, "It is mentioned, of course," and she walks away slowly.
Where's that?
Said, "You can't miss it." and then she turns down an alley and disappears from
Right.
I hate fucking assholes say you can't miss it. God damn it.
All right, let's go find the inn on the square.
You can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
We always miss it. I gotta switch over to wire.
All right,
Just
so
dying.
you guys walk back down the alley and towards. You continue the main road further west, and you do reach the little town center area. It's not like it's just a bit of a clearing. It's got some stocks, and but it's pretty sparse. But you do see to your right a large building with a well-lit front door and a single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming it to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Blood on the Vine Tavern. All right. Well, that appears to be our inn, gentlemen. So I'm walking over to it.
All right.
I'll join you.
Yeah. Do they have a bar there?
They do have a bar. So as you walk in, the tavern building is about 60 feet square. And as you walk in, you see that there are a number of quiet, solemn people kind of sitting, pretty motionlessly with goblets of ale. And there is a barkeep behind the bar who is just cleaning glasses and staring into the middle distance. And you watch him for a moment, and you see him put down a glass and pick up another one, and clean it and put it down and pick up another one. And when he reaches the end of the line of glasses, he returns to the first glass in the line and picks it up and starts to clean it again.
Mm.
Okay.
I will say I will order a ale for myself, and I might try to make friends with those that are staring to the distance on the table. I might walk up to one or two and say, "Hello, tavern mates. How are ye?"
None of them look up or respond to you.
They're in the zone. They're in the zone.
The barkeep does. If you talk to the barkeep to order a beer or an ale, he does break his stare into the middle distance and looks at you and he
serve.
Says, "Yeah," he says, "Of course, it will be 1 copper piece for an ale."
Mm-hmm. But the
patrons don't do anything. They're just like
They just you do notice one man sitting alone who does raise his eyes to you.
Can I talk to that man?
I certainly can if you'd like.
Well, while
Do I have to roll to talk to that man?
No, you may walk over and talk to him.
Okay. I say, oi, mate. What is your business here in this tavern? Are you okay? Everyone else seems like they're in a constant distance gaze, and you're the only patron that has looked me in the eye. Can you explain your existence?
You also notice he's the only person in the tavern drinking wine.
Nice.
And he sips from.
Can I buy you a bottle of wine? If not, I will punch the bartender and give you a whole bottle.
He says, "Is this your first time in Barovia, I assume?"
Yeah.
Says, "This is very normal behavior for Borovians to see them like this."
Why?
He says, "They are the soulless, of course."
He sounds like Dracula, and I like it.
He says,
Soulless.
Soulless.
Yeah, soulless.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Are you guys behind me? Are you guys like with me?
Yeah, well, I followed you over to talk to this guy.
Okay.
He is a rather tall man with blonde hair, kind of shoulder-length blonde hair, and a very squared, defined chin. He is not unhandsome, but he has very strong features.
Seriously?
I take out the letter, and I plop down the letter over the shoulder of Gesh and ask him, "What can you tell us of this letter?"
Do you hand it to him?
Well, it's opened on the. I scoot it on the table.
Okay. He takes a look at it and he goes. He kind of smiles to himself and chuckles a little bit, and he says, "The burgomaster is my father. My name is Ismark. Many people here call me Ismark the Lesser." But he says, "But this letter was not written by my father."
I'd say, hey, man, you can be called Ismark the Moorer, if you want to chill and hang out with us, man,
It's a cat.
Yeah.
So I take the letter back and say, "If it's not written by your father, then that bears investigation. Please, Skidmark, take me to your father."
You call it Skidmark?
He says,
What was it?
Ismark.
Ismark.
Close enough.
That's amazing. That's so good, Skidmark. I love it. He's forever called Skidmark.
In my other campaign that I'm running with my local friends, they call them Bisquick. He says, this does not require investigation. He says,
It does to me.
He says, "Isn't it obvious who wrote this letter to you to make you come to this land?"
Who would that be?
I know no one of this land. How can anything be obvious to me?
He says, "You came to this land knowing nothing. Then you are all already dead."
Then may our corpses speak with your father.
He says, "Well, I don't mean literally. I mean like you're going to die."
I figured. I didn't mean literally either. Now can we?
I'm like, hey, man, we're all going to die. So, what do you mean?
He says, "This letter was written by Lord Strahd. Without a doubt, I am sure of it."
Lord,
And-
What can you tell me of this Strahd?
He says, well,
I'm in Strahd in him.
one question at a time. He says to Jimbei, he says, "You wish to speak with my father?
yes.
This cannot happen.
Why?
Well, he is dead, of course."
So who is in charge in the Burma his place?
He says,
Lord Strahd, is he taking over this area?
he says, "Over my dead body, he will," which is probably likely.
So you are currently in charge around here.
He takes another sip of his wine. He says, "Well, I suppose so."
Well, it seems as though we have a common enemy in this Strahd.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about him?
I put on a Karen wig and say, "Let me talk to your manager."
He says, well, he says, "You know nothing of Strahd, but he clearly knows of you." He says, "If he summoned you here, he has a good reason for summoning you. You have not come here by chance."
So these people you referred to as soulless, this Strahd is the one responsible for this.
He says, "Well, this land is cursed."
And how is it
Strahd,
cursed?
or is Strahd the curse that you're referring to?
Both.
Well,
He says, "Strahd is vampire."
Vampire.
Vampire, yes. we say it with a Y because it sounds fancy.
I like the fancy.
I can accept that explanation. So if he is a vampire, not to
Yeah.
be confused with vampire,
No, that's for peasants to say.
then I would assume your calling of the soulless is literal then, yes?
Says, "Of course, I have no time for metaphor."
Except the one you just said earlier.
I don't recall this, no.
Where can we find this Strahd?
He says, he resides in Castle Ravenloft, but he will find you. You do not have to go looking for him.
So, Strahd, you believe is sent for us? Would you
Well,
have any idea of why what he would be?
He said, he says he quite literally sent you a letter sending for you. So yes, he sent for you.
Yes, but do you have any idea of why he would send for us, for outsiders to come now? What is he looking for? You think?
He says, "I do not pretend to understand Strahd's motivations."
Do you know of the woman who is taking children as payment?
He says, "Yes, she is a witch. Do not trust her."
Do you know what her cookies do? Or pastries do?
He says, "Yeah, they'll fuck you up, man. Real good."
Oh, hell yeah.
Like,
Get up
you
by
want
20,
or
I
the
don't know.
kind you don't want?
He says, like, you'll see other dimensions that you never even imagined existed. They are crazy cookies, man.
Yeah.
Again,
Hell yeah,
the
man.
kind you want or the kind you don't want?
Can
Yeah,
I buy a
like,
sack? And do you have PlayStation VR?
He says, "Well, I suppose that's up for you to decide if it's the sort of thing you want or not. I'm not going to tell you to do drugs or not do drugs." Sorry,
So
magic
it won't kill me.
Yeah, I'm like, we should hang.
cookie. He says, I have never seen anyone die from the cookies.
Oh.
No.
We'll hang out one weekend then.
I would like my character to then turn to the other guys and say, perhaps we should have a table to ourselves and discuss our next move.
I think that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, where do we go? Where do we go from here?
Ismark, not Skidmark, for your help.
Not skid mark.
And then what I'd like to do here is all of us discuss our next move because we just got a whole bunch of information.
Yeah, go for it. Discuss
well,
away.
We
Yeah,
got
what do
a
you guys think?
vampire,
Mhm.
we got a witch,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the location of, or not the exact location, but we know of 3 different places, I believe, or 3 different peoples. So what do we want to do?
Well, I think, we're not going out at night in that fog. I think we need to find a room after we discuss.
Well, yeah.
First, I think we should have, after our discussion, we should talk to the barkeep and see about a room. But in the morning, we need to decide if we want to try to leave this place or if we're going to go after this Strahd.
I personally think that leaving here is going to be really challenging.
I
And
agree.
we have yet to even make contact with the quote person who wrote our letter. All we have is this drunk kid telling us what to do.
Yeah. Now where I wasn't able to write it down. I was dealing with the internet. Where exactly was the place the witch, now that we know she's a witch, told us about?
The places she told us to be careful of, were to the west and another on the outskirts of Valaki.
Yeah, she said you said be cautious, but they can give you valuable information.
But they could give us valuable information. Again,
And I would think
we
during the
should
day we should go there. Because we don't know where this Strahd is, so that's a place where there's possible information. We go through the day. Maybe that'd be our next move, unless something happens when we wake up.
I was going to say, I have a feeling that we're going to get more information before we make that decision, but maybe not.
Well, assuming that doesn't happen, I would say that's where we should try to go.
I mean, you can continue to talk to the guy. He might have more information for you.
Yeah, and I also have a crowbar. So I have a crowbar. Keep in mind, that's a very, persuasive instrument.
Crow says you have a me bar.
Me-bar.
Yeah. Me-bar? Yes, a U-bar.
So, I'm going to wander back to the gentleman.
Before
Okay.
you leave, my guy is going to ask you, do you think you could maybe get the information of the places? Because I've already forgotten the name of them.
Oh, I wrote them down.
Yeah, I know, but how to get there? We were told there might be information, but we don't know how to get there.
Right, but
It's easy to find.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
you can't miss it.
I hate that. Last time we heard that, for those in the chat that don't exist, our last game we got run astray by. They said you can't miss it for like 2 hours at least.
So you,
Well, I'll follow Jimbley back to the guy. Then we'll see what else we can get out of him.
okay? What else are you gonna ask him?
Ismark, sorry to bother you again.
No bother at all.
But it seems if this
It is nice to talk to people who talk back once in a while.
Oh, he's lonely. He's misunderstood. Can he join our clan? Can he be our friend?
I mean, you can try.
Yeah.
you can try. I'm gonna. So it seems that if Strahd has brought us here, we will probably not be able to leave without significant trouble. Is there anyone else?
He kind of chuckles and he says, "No one can leave."
So, is there any others in this valley that might be able to help us? in dealing with this that we should speak with?
He says, there are the Vistani who are dangerous to deal with. They can be useful, but they also, many of them serve Strahd, so they are questionable at best.
Okay, we actually heard of these Vistani from the old witch.
Yes, they are traveling gypsies of sorts.
Anyone else other than yourself here in town that might be able to be of use to us?
He says, use? What way use?
Information, supplies.
He says that there is a merchant called Bildrath Cantemir, and he says that his store is directly across the way from southward from the inn.
Due south or from the tavern.
Yeah, and he says you can try to talk to the hold on. You can try to talk to the priest. His name is Donovich, but I fear he has gone mad.
Why would you say mad?
He says something happened with his son, and he sits night and day and prays at his altar. His voice is hoarse. He has aged a tremendous amount. He speaks in circles, and he's abandoned this town for the sake of his son.
Sounds like that's where we need to go.
He says, if you wish, follow the road north, and you can't miss it.
It's a priest. Can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
Yeah. In this fog, you can miss anything.
So this is also an inn, or this is an inn, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, then I'm going to go up to the barkeep and ask, how much are rooms?
He kind of looks at you and he says, 1 silver each.
I want to put my arm in front of you and say, 5 beers.
Ismark hears you asking about a room, and he says, by all means, come to my mansion. We have room there. It is, it is as safe as any place in Barovia, but that is not saying too much.
Do we got to go to Dracula Mansion? Could be fun. Sounds like a trap. Sounds like a trap, but it could be fun.
Something tells me we're not going to get out of going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if should we sleep here or follow him and go there.
I will buy us a round of beer.
I will tell you, you have not seen this man before. He was not the man on the road. He was not the coachman, and he was not the man who delivered the letter.
Mm.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about the guy that we were just talking to.
Yeah, we never seen him before.
Because
we should trust him necessarily.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but there's no reason that
We shouldn't.
Then we should. Yeah.
Because Gesh is saying you want to go to Dracula's mansion and
Oh, we're not going to Dracula's mansion yet.
First of all, his name's Strahd.
Yeah.
Strahd.
And B, I would like to at least make it to level 2 before we die.
I might suggest a bit higher than that.
I just said before we die. I didn't say before we take on Strahd.
I would like to inquire of the man then, who are you? Why are you offering us this great deal?
He says, because my sister's name is in that letter.
How do you know what?
Their sister's name is.
So, it's what is.
Perhaps I should finish that sentence.
No, wait, I have a question when he says this. Like,
Yeah.
is what is described in this letter true about your sister?
Which part?
Didn't it say something about that she'd taken like
yeah.
a curse or ill? Yeah.
But how does he know anything about the letter at all?
You read it to him. You showed it to him.
It's the same guy? I thought you said it was a different
We're
guy.
talking to the same guy.
No.
Well, what the crap, man?
I'm saying, sorry. So what I was saying was, Gesh was saying, oh, do we want to follow this guy to Dracula's mansion? And I was saying, this is not the guy that you've seen before that seems to be sketchy. This is just a guy he's the burgomaster's son.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Oh, wait, so
And we have no reason to
We
not
have
believe
no way
it.
to know that because we can't get any information on anybody else because they're all lifeless.
all right, well, if it's the same guy, then okay. I was confused there. I thought you were talking about a different guy when you said that.
I apologize for that.
So I'm asking if like the condition described that the woman had described in the letter is true.
He says, yes, she is quite harrowed. Strahd is hunting her.
Do you know the reason?
He says,
Or just Strahd?
no, he says, well, of course, because he is in love with her. And that's where we'll end tonight.
All right.
Okay.
All the beds in the tavern coffin shaped.
Yeah, I feel like at this time we should go over to the chats, like comments, and go
Yeah,
over
there's a
them.
lot of good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There
good
was way
stuff.
too much good stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff tonight in the chat. Thank you, so much for hanging out and
Yeah.
participating.
Yeah, for
like,
sure. Again, I apologize that we couldn't interact with you too
yeah,
much. But
we tried so hard not to interact with you live because I had to go into the chat and talk because I could not resist.
Well, Guest was talking to who was Guest talking to half the time? I want to know. He was carrying on conversations with the
I think Jordan and I talked the most throughout the chat.
yeah, no, Gesh was playing the game incorrectly. Jordan was talking to someone you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Just to be clear,
Yeah.
because that is a character trait of Jordan and just Gesh getting ahead of himself with the humor.
Sorry. I said I am Gesh, obey man frog.
Well, maybe when we play next time, we'll get more than 30 experience.
Here's the only quote from the chat that matters. From Thunder
You had to dig for that one. You had to dig for that.
he just put that. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. I worked mildly hard on coming up with this stuff.
Man Frog.
Man frog.
I assume to answer TJ next Sunday.
I'm hoping so. If everyone's free, I don't know if we want to do it weekly or bi-weekly. However you guys want to do it.
I can do weekly, but like whatever works for the group.
I would say weekly until we have to do it bi-weekly.
Chris Barrett says, "What? It's over. We went 2 hours, buddy.
Yeah,
But
that's a feature-length movie."
And some of you stayed the whole time. You guys are crazy. We appreciate it. We love you, but good grief.
The lowest the chat one was like 15, 16, which is that now. Like, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
To watch us play D&D.
2 hours for 2 hours? Like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun. I know it's like a much different feeling than last time.
I'm trying to play correctly, so that's my problem.
I'll be glad when we get going a little better. I think.
Yeah, at this point, it's trying to figure out the lay of the land here. So
Right. I will let you know that there is much more talking and role playing in this campaign than the last one, where there's a lot more fighting.
Right. Well, you said that before. It's just a matter of knowing where we need to go, figure out where we need to go, and get the lay of the land. Where the other one was pretty much straightforward. Oh, here, go get the job board. This is like, okay, what the frick do we do?
Do we trust this guy or not? You know.
Yeah.
We're forced into situations as opposed to like choosing our own destiny before.
Yeah. Well, also like the last quest was very much like, here's a bunch of missions you can take. Which one do you want to do? And this one is much more open world, where you have to really kind of decide what you want to do based on the context clues and what people are telling you. So,
Kachoon's comment there at the bottom.
Yeah. Delphia left the room for a bit and said, I'm sure they'll still be in the tavern when I get back.
Yeah, we're not exactly
she asked
a lot.
She asked earlier, she's like, where's the pug? Bring back the pug. I was like, I'm sorry, I had to take the pug to bed. I apologize. But
I assume that this thing is designed that we're probably going to be able to do it unless we die for a few months at least, right?
It's a fairly long campaign, so yes.
Okay.
I mean, the map of the land is very large, and there's many places to visit.
And are we eventually going to have it? You said so you would be able to pop on screen.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's about $25, I think, to buy the Roll20 pack, which will have the maps and stuff that I can show you. So I can put it up on screen, and theoretically, like, I can put you as characters on there and move you around and stuff. So I just decide if I want to invest in that, or if I can get away with what we did last time and just kind of like talk you through things.
Did you say it was 25?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for
watching reruns on TV. So yeah, I will certainly update everyone as to when the next time is, but I assume it's probably going to be next Sunday, hopefully, assuming that everyone wants to play for another couple hours next week.
Sounds great.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you, you guys, for being wonderful players. And we'll see you next time for more Curse of Strahd.
He's a vampire.
Bye.
He looks for Mr. Squirrel.